We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung kính đại đức tăng thịnh, vị thứ pháp hội cập nhật thiết chúng sanh, tinh chiến diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liễu sanh thoát từ ly khổ đắc lạc, tốt chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sa Đan Tổ Sư Chế Đô Ye La Hơ Đi San Miao San Pu Tô Chế. Nam mô Ta 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 Tô Ya Đa Ya La Đế Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Tọa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I am able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Qing Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大士、师父上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư và Thượng Tiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 30th of April 2023. Thank you all for coming and joining our discussion of the first chapter of the Avatamsaka Sutra. We on slide 127. All right, let's continue. There's a verse here that the Mahasattva's were reciting, were saying, with the help of the Buddhas. So, sort of a discrete way of the Buddhas of praising themselves. Okay, because Mahasattvas would not be able to see it, so they had to receive the Buddha's help in order to recite these verses. All the verses, all the Dharma spoken by the Bodhisattvas actually is from the help of the Buddhas. Okay, so don't think that how come, what would a Mahasattva know? Of course, they don't know as much, but it's here through the spiritual help of the Buddha, the Buddha power. If sentient beings are able to accept the Dharma, the Buddha's awesome spiritual strength will guide them.
若有众生堪受法，佛威神力开导彼。
Okay, so commentary slide 128. If beings, living sentient beings, are able to accept the Dharma, so the point here is that quite a few living beings are not able to accept the Dharma. But the majority of living beings, sentient beings, are not able to accept the Dharma. How come? What would it take for sentient beings to be able to receive the Dharma? Yes, 4.
Blessings.
Blessings. Yes. All right. Anyone else? Yes. 4.
Thank you, Master. Good roots.
Good roots. Yes. Blessed good roots. Anyone else? Well, actually, the camera here is better. They're much sharper, aren't they? Clearly much better than the Canons. More expensive, too. You guys are going overboard. Shame on you. We're on a budget, remember? You would not believe it. Since day one, we broke, we poor, but we still invested in technology. It's crazy. That we didn't have money to pay for. And it kept on. As soon as we have more money, we buy more technology. Yes, 8.
Proper conditions.
Proper conditions, yes. Condition has to be appropriate for them to receive the Dharma. Anyone else? All the above. Basically, a couple things. The main thing is that they're able to receive the Dharma because of prior conditions, meaning that they made offerings to the Buddhas already, either to the Buddha themselves or on the Bodhisattva path the Buddhas were cultivating to receive offerings from these living beings. So that's why they have blessings, have good roots. Yes? And furthermore, it's not just that. It's still not. The one final condition is the final condition is the conditions. Okay? Must have the appropriate condition, meaning that Buddhas actually seek them out. Because the living beings aren't able to always pursue the Buddhas, but Buddhas, they know when conditions are ripe, are ideal, that's when they manifest and teach the Dharma. So it's a matter of timing. So for example, Shakyamuni Buddha, when he came to our Saha world 3,000 years ago, it's to help realize those sentient beings at the time there, to help them become enlightened very quickly. And then for us as well, even 3,000 years later, we are still benefiting from his Dharma. You see? So the conditions are such that we may not be able to be there with him, okay? But right now, we are benefiting from his Dharma. So clearly, we have conditions with Shakyamuni Buddha, for sure. All right? And the Buddha's awesome spiritual strength will guide them. Why are they talking about spiritual strength? Huh? Shen Li. And this is the essence of the practice. When you practice martial arts, what are you doing? You're building your strength, yes? You become stronger and stronger. Your destructive power becomes bigger and bigger. Same thing with spiritual practices. The more we practice, the practice is always for the purpose of developing spiritual strength. What is spiritual strength? What is it? Yes, 8.
Master, is that our chi?
Our chi, What else? 4.
Samadhi level?
Samadhi. This is why in our Chan world, you cannot beat around the bush. We measure people by Samadhi levels. So if you improve, meaning you're stronger, and you're stronger, and you're stronger. It's not just strength alone, but also status, the stature. Your Samadhi level determines the stature, your stature in a hierarchy of the universe. This entire universe, your Samadhi level determines your stature wherever you go. If you go to a different world, they still recognize you as, let's say, a colonel level, or general, if you will. Okay? So that's important, very important. So that transcends location. It is the strength here. The strength here is for real. It dictates your level of importance in the hierarchy. Okay, next 129. Letting them constantly behold the Buddhas before them, celestial king, ocean, or dormants, thus perceives.
令其横睹佛现前，沿海天王如是见。
Okay. You know, the Chinese person sounds like she has stuffy nose. And you notice that I also have some sort of throat thing here. Phlegm or whatever, you know, the thing from, and you know why? Because when we went to Korea, so many of them had long COVID symptoms, where coughing, they coughed, and then a lot of them coughed, and also a lot of them have the phlegm, whatever you call it. What do you call it? Phlegm. 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 I see. I didn't realize the G was silent. Well, you learn everything new every day. That so makes me happy. Espanol is phlegma. Oh, very good. Okay. You know, Jesus will come hopefully one day, and we start speaking Espanol too. Now, give me time to learn Korean first, a few words here and there. So you see, I know I'm joking around, but when we help people, to be blunt with you, to help people, if you get well, then I have to get sick. Someone has to be sick. That's what cause and effect. So don't create any offenses, folks, and come to me and ask for help. So little Chinese person there probably has helping a lot of people, you know, with the flu or the COVID or something. She constantly has a cold. It's weird. That is, doesn't matter what level you are. When you help someone lower level than you, okay, you take on the illness. Hopefully you recover quicker in your high level. Okay? So nothing to worry about. No need to feel pity for us. We're tough, man. We're warriors. Fearless warriors. Okay? How do we get there? Okay, never mind. So here, commentary slide 130. So what do Buddhas do? They use the spiritual power to get living beings to be mindful of them constantly. Okay, it's the sign of your blessings. When you think of the Buddhas, Buddhas are sort of the best thing you can think of in this world. So if you're constantly mindful of the Buddhas, that means that your mind is the purest, is the most adorned, most wholesome, if you will. That's what happens. In contrast, if your mind is full of greed, anger, and stupidity, you are sinking. If your mind is constantly mindful of the Buddhas, like Amitabha, Emitofuo, 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 then you are ascending. Simple as that. Simple things of life that people ignore, are so oblivious of it. Okay, and that's what Celestial King, Ocean Adornments. This guy here is able to create a lot of adornments as offerings to the Buddha, to the Triple Jewel. He is a Celestial King, so meaning that status-wise, in the worldly status thing, in reality, there are two kind of ladders: the worldly ladder and the transcendental ladder. The worldly ladder is that you are recognized by your position, by your official position. So this is a king here. So he's king of the heavens, and therefore he's rather lowly compared in the ladder of in the spiritual ladder. Okay, so meaning that even though he's a celestial king, when he sees a fourth stage arhat, he still has to bow to them. That's the protocol. These celestial kings, when they, the worldly kings and governors, they see us, they don't bow to us because they don't know better. Okay, they expect us to bow to them. But these people, when they see a fourth stage arhat, a lowly fourth stage arhat, they immediately get down and bow. That's a proper protocol. Okay, actually, Celestial King, Ocean Adornment here is a Mahasattva. So what happens to fourth stage arhat when this guy bows to him, to her? What happened?
Does fourth stage arhat lose blessings?
Lose blessing like crazy. It's worse than going shopping in Paris. You go broke shopping in the Champs-Élysées, you know. But why do I bring up France? I'm not going shopping in France, and not for a while. Little Macron upsets me. I used to look up the French culture as, you know, the lofty, ideal, and they stand by principles and don't kowtow to anyone. Now little Macron kowtows to whoever has money. Since when did the French president behave like that? He can't represent the country like that. I think I'd rather vote for Trump. My heart is broken. I don't know. I do stupid things when my heart is broken. I'm hurt. Anyway, so this guy here, if he bows to you, and he's supposed to, but they have a way of bowing to you with how the fourth stage arhat, losing blessings. They would never do anything to harm you. Okay, you have no worries. So this guy here, Celestial King, Ocean Adornments, can attest to it, perceives, is to certify, says, yes, I certify it's the case, because I can see it for myself. It's not someone telling me, or I read it someone else, I heard it somewhere, or I read it somewhere. I see it myself. Okay? See how pretty high level he is. So far, so good? All right. Next. The nature of all dharmas is without reliance. The Buddha's appearances in the world are like that too.
一切法性无所依，佛现世间亦如是。
Okay. Commentary 132. The nature of all dharmas. Okay. All dharma refers to anything in the world. Your Sennheiser handheld microphone, this cape, this rug, okay? My cape, my toupee. Okay? Everything in the world, he says here, is without reliance. Meaning what? Without reliance. The roof here, okay, it cost me so much money. What is it made of? Asphalt, shingles, yes? So it needs asphalt. You need asphalt to manufacture these asphalt shingles, yes? So clearly, the roof here depends on a supply of asphalt. Agree or disagree? Clearly, right? We ate today at lunch. How did we eat? We could eat because someone cooked for us. So the temple depends on the kitchen staff to feed its visitors. Yes? So how could they say that the nature of everything, the roof shingles, the food we eat, is without reliance? What does it mean? Superficially, you observe at the mark level, at whatever you can observe from externally, there's some dependency, okay? The roof shingle depends on the supply of asphalt, depends on the labor of the people who make it, the machinery, investors who put money into the corporation to make asphalt shingles and so forth. You see, there's a long list of dependencies right there. Okay? And so at the marks level, at the external factors level, there clearly is some dependencies. But it says here, actually, it's no dependencies at all. Because? Yes? Number 6.
Yesterday during the Sixth Patriarch lecture, Sixth Patriarch said everything comes from the true nature.
The true nature, so without reliance. Okay? Is it the same thing number 4 is trying to say? Yeah, continue.
How can anything be without reliance if everything relies on the true nature?
So you're saying you depend on the true nature?
That's what Sixth Patriarch said. Everything depends on the true nature.
Which portion of the Sixth Patriarch says so?
The part we were at yesterday.
Did we actually say that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Look it up again. I don't remember. My mind is foggy today. I'm still, first night I came back from Korea, I slept 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then next night is half an hour. Last night is like an hour or so. So I'm slowly coming up to speed. So what you see here is only 10% of me. Just kidding. I'm not asking for pity. I'm tough. Huh? Can you check the text? I don't remember that the page 6 patriarch says everything depends on the self-nature. There's no such a thing. Anyone? How can you say it's without reliance? Yeah, in the back.
Master, I have checked the 6th Patriarch Sutra. He only said your true nature is always independent. He did not say anything about relying on the true nature at all.
Everything, what?
He said your true nature is always independent.
Your true nature is independent, of course. Why is your true nature independent? Yes, 4. Did you want to say something?
About without reliance. What we perceive with our senses is illusory. It's not permanent. It's empty.
Okay, it's empty. Okay, you think it's there, but actually it's empty. Yes? Yes, you can explain it as empty. Can I offer a different kind of angle? Remember, it's only 10% of my thinking. How can you not depend? On something? Because? Never mind about emptiness. If it's empty, then it's all empty. There's no dependency. Done. I agree. But there's the other side of the equation. If everything is empty, okay, then there is no dependency whatsoever. What's the dependency? You need it, right? If you're empty, why would you need anything? Got that? Is it clear? The concept of emptiness is that I'm empty. Therefore, whether I have it or not, I have the tea to drink or not, or I have a computer to do my work or not, is not that important. All this is for you. Make it easier for you to learn the Dharma. I don't need this. Okay? So far so good, because I don't care. That's emptiness. Without it, we still are able to do our work. This is a convenience for your own convenience. All right? So, if you're really empty, then there's nothing to depend on. But on the flip side of it, how can you be independent? How can you be without reliance? Yes?
You use what you need to use without getting attached to it.
You use what you need to use. When you use the word need, you're in trouble. Okay? Without reliance, you don't need it. Yeah, 6.
Thank you, Master. I believe you can have faith and not be reliant.
Faith? That's too American for me. Yes, 4.
I was wondering, sorry.
Yeah, go.
I was wondering if you can rely on the Dharma or the Buddhas without it.
But then you aren't relying on the Dharma and the Buddha?
Okay.
5.
Thank you, Master. Does it have to do with the self-mastery?
Self-mastery?
Like no attachment to whatsoever?
All dharmas, meaning you, me, not just people with self-mastery. Ex-Catholics. Everything, anything is without reliance. How is it possible? Number 4.
Well, I guess just to clarify, I mean, if we're a human being on the earth, I mean, if we don't eat, breathe, we'll die. So in some sense, we rely on these things in order to survive. So how can we exist without relying on at least bodily, on some things.
Yeah, how can you, as a human being, have no reliance? It's saying that you are without reliance. How is it possible? Yes, in the back. Yeah, if you present the argument, we all empty. If I empty, I depend on my car to get to the temple. The car is also empty. Therefore, you can claim it's all empty anyway. So really, it's no dependency. Fine. Okay? Meaning that you have the wisdom. It says, it's empty anyway. It doesn't matter. And that's what happens at fourth stage Rahat. They said, why do I have to help you? I'm empty. You're empty anyway. So why would emptiness help empty? Got that? So that's their reasoning. That's fine. This is what is presented in the slide here, 132. But what about people who don't understand emptiness? How can you explain to them that all Dharma is without reliance? In the back.
Master, this is when I really appreciate the sixth patriarch. He said that there's one time he said, human fundamentally no need to be rely on anything. But I quite still rely on Master for myself, for my teaching and everything else.
You should have placed more faith on Master Hui Neng. You're going off the wrong path again. Anyone else? How is it possible that you depend on nothing? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. For some reason, there's a scene in The Matrix that comes to mind when Keanu Reeves playing Neo comes out of the Matrix for the first time. He says, I know Kung Fu. I don't know if you know this scene.
I'm trying to remember that scene.
So they plug this little thing in the back of his head.
Again, I'm 10% efficient only today. That's what I'm loading. Slow down. I'm only 15% right now loaded.
And there's this moment
to quote movies to me.
They plug the thing in the back of his head, and then a split second later, he's like, I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu, yeah.
And what occurs to me is that Keanu Reeves in that scene, he learned Kung Fu, but the Kung Fu was not reliant on him. The Kung Fu existed, right? Chan exists. It's not reliant on us. It's in the world. When we use Chan, we become less reliant on things.
Not bad. For an American. Yeah, not bad. He quoted the right sources, he quoted my authority. So I can argue with it. Yes, 4.
I remember a previous talk you gave where there was a sage that went to a mountaintop where there was no temple, there was no food except the forest and so on, and he decided he was just going to meditate, and then food was brought to him by the animals, and from his blessings, I guess, he was able to just survive without having to do anything.
Yes, that's emptiness. He says, I'm empty, I'm going to sit here and meditate. I don't need to eat. That's when the monkeys came and said, hey, listen, you don't eat, how the heck are we going to create blessings for ourselves? So please take these, what is that? Those pink fruits I asked for. Huh? The pink fruits I talked about yesterday in Taiwan. We bought some guava and then the pink fruit thing. Lian something. It's English. I forgot the English words. We are English speaking Mahayana Dharma here. I don't need no Chinese, man. What is that? Bell apple. Okay? So the monkeys brought some bell apples to offer to Master YongHua. He says, hey, please take some. We need to plan our blessings. So I said, okay, I better eat. Okay? He didn't need to eat, basically. He ate in order to help those monkeys. So if you think of giving me a Panamera, I would take it just to help you. I will not accept the bell peppers. All right. Yes, go Forrest.
Hello, Master. I don't know if I got the complete context, but I think if we're talking about why we don't need to rely on anything, we talk about this in the Sixth Patriarch Sutra a couple of weeks ago, I think, where there's a line that no dwelling is our nature. 无助乃人之本性, something like that. Is that right?
Say it in English. Don't say it in Chinese.
No dwelling is self-nature, is our self-nature.
Yes, it's the same concept. But can you explain it to me? How come there's no dwelling? That's exactly what I'm asking.
Because it's our self-nature, right?
The self-nature has no dwelling? Can you explain it like in simple English terms without using Buddhist jargon?
We're complete already. We don't depend on anything. That's how you explained it in the sutra talk last time.
Okay, so 6. Okay.
Thank you, Master. We have a possible answer from YouTube.
Yes. First, we want to thank YouTube people. Don't you want to thank them first?
Well, yes. I didn't want to steal your thunder if you were going to thank
them. You're not going to thank because I thanked already?
I will also thank the Master. Okay, I would like to thank our YouTube audience.
But your thank is more sincere. Mine isn't.
First of all, I would like to provide my sincere gratitude for
See? My thank has no sincerity, precisely my point.
Thank you so much for joining us, YouTube audience, from wherever you are in the Saha world. We have...
Remember to subscribe.
We have over 24 people joining us, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.
It's getting fewer and fewer, losing viewers. Must be NBA finals.
Thank you for not tuning in to the Sacramento Golden State Game 7 and instead choosing to cultivate. Miguel Ping asks, Buddha said all living beings have the enlightened nature. In that sense, we don't need to rely on anything. Is that correct?
That's correct, of course. I'm going to see him within a couple of weeks, so I better agree with him. Anyone else? I'm political, like my favorite president, Trump. Compared to Macron. Never mind. You would have to make me choose between Trumpi and Macron. Yes, sir, in the back. 5.
Check. Well, it says the nature of all dharmas is without reliance, but if we think of ourselves and our ego, it's not saying we're without reliance. Mm-hmm. But like, kind of like the ocean doesn't rely on anything, it just exists.
Doesn't the ocean rely on the countless streams that feed it with water? Otherwise, it would dry up.
The ocean?
Yes. You know, the ocean receives water from the countless streams.
Oh, like the Ganges?
Yeah, Ganges, Mississippi River, whatever, you know.
Okay. So the ocean relies on streams?
The ocean depends on water for its existence. Otherwise, it becomes strawberry fields forever. Anyone? Let me explain to you. If you want to impress people, you say, okay, you empty, I'm empty, therefore why should I depend on you? How can empty depend on empty? That's the standard explanation in Buddhism, right? Deep down, we empty, meaning we have no attachments. So are you. Therefore, there's no dependencies. Everything is empty. If you have wisdom, you see that everything is empty. It's not real. All right? There's no need to be attached to. That's what hopefully one day all of you will experience that. It's a state of wisdom. You're free. You don't depend on anything anymore. You're empty. I'm empty. This is empty. That's empty. So there's no dependency anymore. Is it clear? Empty cannot depend on empty. Do we understand each other? So emptiness refers to a state of wisdom where you have no more attachments. You are not empty right now because you have attachments. What are you attached to? Your cars. We are Californians, for God's sake. I mean, for heaven's sakes. Still better. Yeah? Allah's sake, I don't care. Huh? Okay? So if you have wisdom, then you're free from attachments. Therefore, you don't depend on anything. You are zero, you're empty, and so is everything else around you. The self is empty, all others are empty. Therefore, it's no dependency. Is that clear? And so I hope that someday you will experience that. And you will. Hopefully sooner than later. So far, so good. Okay? However, if you are not able to experience emptiness yet, how can you believe that all Dharma is without reliance? Clearly, we have dependencies, yes? If you're not using the concept of emptiness, then we are dependent. We depend on food to subsist. We depend on money to pay for gas. Yes? So how can we explain to people there's no dependencies whatsoever without using the concept of emptiness? I'm challenging you. It's easy for the Buddhists to say it's empty anyway, everything empty, but my problem is that I am not empty. So it's very difficult for me to understand that I'm empty, and then she's empty, and the food I just ate today for lunch is empty. Seriously? It's not empty to me. So how can I understand the concept of no reliance? For me, who has not experienced emptiness yet, who has no wisdom yet. Yes, 4.
I would say you can't understand it.
You cannot?
No.
I'm asking you, there's a way to explain. Don't be so self-defeating. Believe. Have faith. How can you explain to people? Can I explain to you? Would you like to know? Settle down, Peter. These Americans, something else. So rowdy. What if I depend on you? How can I not depend on you anymore? Because you and I are one and the same. It's like the arm here. When you talk about me, is that my arm? Is that my hair? Is that my nose? Is that my ears? Or ears is here. You got that? If you define me as Master YongHua as the forehead, as the nice hair, and so forth, okay, then which is me? Is it the hair? Is it the lips? Is it the clothes? All of those, yes? But aren't you forgetting that also I depend on this as well to have to be Master YongHua? I depend on the wall as well to be Master YongHua, yes? You choose to limit me to only what you can observe here, but you don't realize I also depend on a temple in order for me to do my work. Yes, I depend on Southern California Edison to power our equipment. Yes, I depend on Toyota. Not Toyota, Honda. Sorry. Okay, for me to get back from Northern California to Southern California. See that? I have dependencies there. You only see me here, right here. Actually, I also depend on other things, right? So therefore, you cannot tell. You cannot say that I am only what you see here. I have dependencies everywhere. If you extend that, see, I'm giving you the reasoning. You extend that. Let's say you agree that I also, Master YongHua is also the van, the Honda van he's driving. Can we say that? We agree on that? So far, so good? You follow me so far, my argument, my reasoning. YongHua is also the van he's driving. Yes? There's also his sleepy disciple here. Because without his sleepy disciple, Master YongHua is a small-time monk. If he has one more sleepy disciple, he is a more important monk. You see that? You can add, keep on adding and adding, adding. You realize that the Honda van depends on sheet metals, depends on paint, depends on American labor in, what's the plant, Honda plant in what is it? Tennessee or somewhere, okay? It depends on, you see that? Everything depends on each other. Is that clear? You cannot stop at me alone. You say, Master YongHua is only here. No, Master YongHua actually stretches out infinitely. Therefore, what you're seeing here is actually one facet of the whole bowl of wax. If I am part of the bowl of wax, then do I depend on anything? No, because I'm the whole thing already. Am I making sense to you? Can you follow my logic? There's no dependency because you are one of the whole thing. How can you depend on, you don't need to depend on anyone else because you and everything else is just one. There's no two. Is that clear? See my reasoning? We're all part of one. There's no two. Meaning your money is same as mine. Believe. Why? It's supposed to be funny? No, it's not funny. Is that clear? I submit to you that worldly people are myopic. They only see this much. They don't realize actually the dependency stretches out and more and more and more and more. We cannot say we are American alone. We don't need Chinese. What is making these, the bowing cushion you're sitting on is from China. You cannot say we are Americans alone. Okay? American also is part of American is Chinese. Is that clear? And most of the clothes you're wearing right now came from Vietnam. Not just Chinese, also Vietnamese. You see that? And on and on and on. We are part of the entirety of the universe. We're all interconnected. We're all part of one thing called Dharma realm. If such is the case, there's no dependency. You don't need to depend on yourself. You like? And what happened to the applause? Sounds good? That's why relax, relax. It's okay. We poor and they're rich, but we are the same. Got that? Okay. But I still can use more money, more of your money, which is the same thing as mine. Yes, question. Anyone? Yes, sir.
I found yesterday the sixth patriarch. He says, the true suchness, self-nature, gives rise to thought. Is not the eye, ear, nose, or tongue that can think. The true suchness possesses a nature and therefore gives rise to thought. Without true suchness, the eye, ear, forms, and sounds immediately go bad.
Yes.
So you say yesterday in the lecture, you were saying that it's not the eye that sees, it's not the nose that smells or the mouth that tastes, but it's the true nature that does that.
Yes.
So wouldn't that mean that our senses are reliant on the true nature?
No, there's no reliance. It's just a fact, a statement of facts. What I just spent 10 minutes explaining to you is to help you understand the domain you want to decide, that you decide to explain things. Okay? If you think of religions only, for example, Catholicism, okay? Then you say, okay, only God's teaching is religion. Nothing else matters. Nothing else can be classified as religion, which is reasonable to them. So far, so good. But for us, we say, God is a stepping stone, God's teaching is a stepping stone to other religions. And eventually, ultimately, Buddhism. Therefore, from our perspective, Catholicism is also Buddhism. You understand? So that's why we feel there's no competition. You don't need to convert at all. We don't see any difference. How different are you if you say, for example, you have a Catholic person who's very devout, like the Pope or something, versus a Buddhist disciple who doesn't believe. He just took refuge with the master and then they go off and to Vegas and gamble and so forth. So, are they better off than the Catholics? Devout Catholics? No. What's in a name? What's in a label? Yes? Same thing. So it depends on how big your scope is, your vision is. That's what wisdom is about. The Buddha's wisdom is that he sees everything. He says, wow, everything. Everything here. It's not Chinese. It's not American alone. It's all part of the universe. Without the Bangladesh, there's no Sahara world. Okay? And without the Sahara world, there's no Pure Land. You see that? And that's the wisdom right there. Your cultivation will enable you to expand your horizons. If you expand your horizon, you see that everything is part of the same thing. There's no reliance whatsoever. We're all part of the same organism of that one thing called universe. So my argument is that if you can see yourself as part of the big picture, then there's no reliance. And that's how you can learn to relax. Don't try so hard. We're all the same. Don't try so hard to impress. Don't try so hard to, don't be so greedy. Don't be so angry. You're only angry at yourself. Right? We're all one and the same. Then you think, angry at him. Actually, he's just angry at yourself. If you really have wisdom. Is it too much? I'm still angry at little Macron. Theory is theory. Okay, so all the Dharma, the nature of Dharma is without reliance. He's referring to the nature. Okay? The nature, our existence is we are part of the whole ball of wax. The one entity called universe, called Dharma realm. Okay? That nature is one only, it's not two. There's nothing that's not included in it. So far, so good? That's why it is without reliance. And the Buddha's appearances in the world are like that too. Meaning, Buddha comes and goes and do whatever they do without depending on anything. Because Buddhas are one. That's why Buddhas, when you have a Buddha's wisdom, what happens? As a Buddha, they look at W1 as a Buddha. I look at W1 as weak. Buddhas look at W1 as the same as himself. Isn't that cool? That's a difference in wisdom. Make sense? All right. It's okay. I don't try to understand too much. 133. Don't tie yourself. They go to all realms of existence and yet rely on nothing. Supreme wisdom contemplates its meaning.
普于诸有无一处，此意甚至能观察。
Okay, so in principle, he says, Buddha's appearance in the world. Okay, when Buddhas come to the world, okay, anywhere in the universe, they can go anywhere in the universe and rely on nothing. Why is that? Because they are still in the universe. Okay, supreme wisdom contemplates this, meaning that we have to have high enough level of wisdom to be able to see that. Okay, and that's what supreme wisdom does. His cultivation is to contemplate that meaning. Meaning what? His spiritual practice is to break down the boundaries. I went to Korea and said, for you to surpass your Korean teachers, and I want you to surpass your Korean teachers. Okay? What do you have to do? Be, Lily, do you remember? Be less Korean. If you see yourself as a Korean, you are still within the Korean wisdom. Same thing. I look at the Chinese, I say, be less Korean. And Chinese. Okay? We understand each other? They don't understand yet. I know, I'm very patient. I'm waiting for the chance to explain to them what does being less Korean really mean. When the time comes, I will explain to them. So far, so good? All right. All right, 135. Whatever sentient being's heart's desire can be realized by the Buddha's spiritual might.
随诸众生心所欲，佛神通力皆能现。
136 commentary. We are sentient beings because we want things. All right? We came to this our world because we are pursuing something. The Catholics call it happiness. We embrace it. You want to pursue happiness? Pursue! Okay, well, you want to marry my Buddhist disciples, you have to become Buddhist first. Anything to say? Rule, the house rule. Yes, 6.
Yes, thank you, Master. I can validate that is the case.
Thank you very much. It's unanimous then. Any dissension? I have a second already. Shall we take a vote? Hey, Catholic, would you like to take a vote? Okay? So, we are sentient beings because we have desires. It's perfectly okay. Okay? And the Buddha says, I realize that. And therefore, I will use my power to help you get what you want. Why? Quickly. I don't want you to think. Why? Yes, Andres. I still remember his name. After calling him all sorts of names.
Compassion.
Excellent. That's it. Even though to the Buddhas, our desires are nonsense. Okay? He says, why would you need more money? For God's sake. Every one of you say, I could use more money. We all could use more money. Let's face it, yes? Chung-Yin says, I could use more cryptocurrencies. Okay? Because we have those desires, we are suffering. And that's what the Buddha says, I will be compassionate and satisfy your desires with my spiritual might out of compassion only. Isn't that cool? Yes, in the back.
Master, then it is okay for me to have a boyfriend then.
I'm loading. Yes. Why not? Have some girlfriends too, as long as you're there. Will you go that far? So it's kind of cool. It's called the spiritual might. What the Buddhas use his spiritual powers for, to do silly things for us. And that's called wisdom. It's called compassion. Isn't it fascinating? You see how all-embracing the Buddhas are. He says, there's so much nonsense you are, but I still love you. Sound like he's Catholic too. 137. Despite how incredibly different individuals are, this is the sea of liberation, King Banner of wisdom.
各个差别不思议，此至船王解脱海。
Yeah, that's why we have different desires, meaning that's why we have so many different cars, so many different models, including EVs. Anyone still driving EVs out there? EVs are nonsense. I will control myself today. I better control myself. See, I'm not my full self. I cannot deflect criticism and attacks at it that well. All right? So we individuals have incredibly different variations. And Buddha says, okay, I will satisfy you all. It's so cool to me. Don't make fun of people. Okay? Embrace them all. I love you, bro. Okay? See liberation, King Banner wisdom. Okay. Why is it called sea liberation? Because it corresponds to incredibly different tastes. If you can embrace people with different tastes, then you have a sea liberation. Does it make sense to you? If you reject and says you are not Korean enough, then you're suffering, aren't you? You still are afflicted. If you say, I'm only Chinese, this is Chinese Mahayana, okay, that you stole from us, they are hurting, aren't they? Okay? What about us calling ourselves American Mahayana? We're suffering too. Because no one recognizes it. Have you heard American Mahayana? Not in this lifetime yet. You seen that? Yeah. So anyway, so let's see liberation. He's free. He embraces everything. American, Chinese, Bangladeshi, Pakistani, Indian, not French. Okay, 139. All lands that ever existed in the past appear within a single pore on a person's body.
过去所有诸国度，一毛孔中皆是现。
Okay. Different aspects of wisdom, if you will. Okay? Indulge me. Don't try to understand. Just listen, just hear. Okay, I want you to just listen. Okay? And don't say, no, what kind of nonsense is this? Oh, you don't have to understand, you don't have to agree. That's part of relaxing and embracing everything, as long as you don't fall asleep. Hit her. Oh, no, that would break. Never mind. Okay. All lands that ever existed in the past, lands refers to Buddha lands. Buddha lands are galaxies. So galaxies are created, are born, live through their lives, they live through their lives, their existence, and they vanish. All Buddha lands are like that. So our world exists right now. Eventually it will perish and disappear. There'll be a while. So your houses are still worth a lot of money in San Diego. Don't rush and pay and sell everything. Okay? Now is the time to buy real estate. Okay, never mind. So he says, all the worlds out there, these galaxies out there that disappeared already, and are in the emptiness phase, and then next phase they're going to be reborn again. Genesis, if you will. Catholic, you know what I mean? Genesis? That's exactly the concept that they got from us. Genesis is birth from nothing. Remember? Nothing is emptiness stage of the world right now. Is that clear? So it's covered by our teachings already. Okay? Their Genesis is basically birth for us. Okay. So all the lands that disappeared already and are waiting to be born again. The sound world right now is not empty yet, but eventually it will be destroyed, becomes empty, because the demons will finally succeed in destroying it. And demons could be Republicans. We don't know. We're not going to go into politics again. San Jose, good thing that my Vietnamese person is not there. Oh, he's still there. This guy here, let me see. I can get him excited. Blow up that Go Forest thing and I'll see if he's there or not. He's not there? No, he's right there in the back. Okay, anyway. Loading again? It's so slow, just like me? Yeah, no, he's not there. You're right. Hello, Go Forest. Oh, he's listening in the dining area. He's chomping away. He said, Master is criticizing me again. So what happened is that the demons eventually will succeed in destroying the Sahara world. We only are slowing them down right now. That's all we can do. Eventually we'll have to perish. It will have to be destroyed. That's the nature of existence. Is that clear? This is life. We can only delay that. The inevitable, we cannot stop it entirely. Understand? So wherever you practice the proper Dharma, that's where the demons stay away from. Therefore, this section, this portion here, is safe from them. So your participation is making a difference. I'm serious. A lot more than you realize. That's part of your good roots. You're helping a lot of people with how? Just by being yourself, by pursuing your spiritual path. You're helping the whole galaxy. Delaying the inevitable. Did I pronounce it right? Inevitable. Thank you. Yes, 8. Inevitable. Sounds better. Yeah. I will someday become real American for a change. Eventually. Okay? So, but right now, at this very moment, there are a lot of infinite number of worlds that have disappeared already. So far, so good? Okay? If you take all those galaxies which are in the emptiness phase, destruction phase, okay? You can put them all on a single hair pore of your skin. Vicky's skin, not Daniel's skin, only Buddhist hair pore. Is it clear, Billy? Yeah. Don't look at Daniel. Daniel would not be able to pull it off. So far, so good. So, what is the concept here? The vast number of galaxies can appear on a single pore on your skin. What does it mean? That humongous is not incompatible with tiny. Tiny does not obstruct big. Big does not obstruct tiny. Does it make sense to you? Rich does not obstruct poor. Poor is just rich. We like to think. You like? That's the only way that I can justify my existence. So far, so good? This is a concept here. Big is not incompatible with small. Your mind is discriminatory. It says, how can it be? Peter is 6'1", I think. 6'3". Close, we close enough. 6'3". Seriously? It's not fair. He'll look like a giant in Korea, let me tell you. Yeah. Okay, so your mind is stuck on big and small, rich and poor. In particular here, what really for most people, they see there's a difference between big, humongous versus tiny. And the Buddha says, actually, it's your discrimination because you have no wisdom. If you have wisdom, you can fit all that big thing there into one tiny, tiny speck of dust. And this is Buddha's wisdom, not ours. And it could be yours too. As of today, my Sangha, over 50% is Korean, so I better be nice to the Koreans. We are now officially a minority. We all have to learn. We speak Dharma in Korean pretty soon. Okay, let's continue. Yes?
So we can say that the universe is within one and one is within the universe?
No. He's talking about the particular case here. It says your mind. When you say you countless number of worlds, that's the humongous space there, you fit it into one tiny pore on your body. So this humongous thing here, how can you possibly fit it on a tiny thing? And the teaching here is that, yes, you can. Because your mind stops you, doesn't believe it. But if you have wisdom, it's possible. Isn't that cool? You struggle with it because you're stuck on big and small, rich and poor, men and women. You have just Korean and Chinese and American. For me, all of you are Vietnamese. Does it help? See, the Vietnamese, oh no, yeah, Master is right. There are only 2 or 3 Vietnamese disciples I have here. The rest of you are 50% Korean Sanghas. All right? So this is just concept, big versus small. Because in my mind, your mind says, this is too big, how can you fit into a small thing? Right there, your attachment to size, big versus small. And he says, it's only your attachment. It's no difference. Isn't it cool? I struggled too, by the way, when I first learned about this. I said, wow, is it really possible? I still struggle? Never mind. This 141, this is due to the great spiritual powers of all Buddhas. Delight in still quiescence proclaims thus.
此是诸佛大神通，爱要极尽能宣说。
142. And to expand the concept, it's possible to fit all those empty-faced, in the emptiness-faced worlds there into on top of a hair pore. Okay? It's due to the great spiritual powers of all Buddhas. It's possible because of their powers. And delight in still quiescence proclaims us. And this celestial king, delight in still quiescence, that's what he tells everyone. Just like here, I'm telling you, all of you, that is possible. So far, so good? So it's kind of cool that even though I can't proclaim it, but I can use still quiescence to proclaim it. Meaning that all you have to do is read this section and you also using him to proclaim this incredible wisdom. If you do that in the future, you have such wisdom to yourself. Next, 143. The inexhaustible sea of all Dharma doors comes together as single Dharma in the way place.
一切法门无尽海，同会一法道场中。
Seriously? 84,000 Dharma doors, countless Dharma doors, okay? Inexhaustible sea of all Dharma doors. There's countless Dharma doors. They come together as a single Dharma in the way place. Okay? Why is that? How can you merge 84,000 Dharma doors into one single Dharma door at the way place? Case in point, I need to bring out to your attention. That is why. Should we simply say that I am a Chan person? I don't practice Pure Land? Or I am Tibetan, therefore I practice Tantras only? No. Master Hsuan brought the Mahayana to our country because it encompasses. Isn't that what I just said? Don't correct me when I'm right. It doesn't help. I'm 10%, remember? Okay, encompasses. Now I question myself. Did I say it right? It's just like Netflix. When you go and you back and you try to back at 10 seconds, it takes forever. Never mind. Okay. So the concept here is that you have all these 84,000 Dharma doors, okay? They only serve for one single purpose, is to help you open your wisdom, your transcendental wisdom, your true wisdom. It's all designed to help you connect and wield your own inherent wisdom. So, therefore, why can they combine to one? Because how can you combine them into one? Because you combine them on the basis of purpose. The purpose of all those are to help you become enlightened. Make sense? 145. This is the Dharma nature of which the Buddha speak. Wisdom I understands this expedient device.
如是法性佛所说，智眼能明此方便。
Okay, so 146. This is the Dharma nature of which the Buddha speak. The Dharma nature. So when the Buddha speaks of the Buddha nature, the Buddha Dharma, okay, that's what he's referring to. And wisdom I understands its expedient device. What does it mean? It means that everything the Buddha speaks in terms of teachings is all Mahayana. There's no Hinayana, there's no Mahayana, there's no Chan, there's no Pure Land. It's all one simple thing, one single thing called Buddha Dharma. Yes, 6. You about to say that too?
Thank you, Master. No. Could we press the Netflix button, though, and go back 10 seconds?
Okay. Hang on. Next. I'm ready.
To the point that all 84,000 Dharma doors are located in one way place, right?
Yes.
That's a lot of doors. And I just wanted to put it out there that to me, practically speaking, the way I could envision that fitting in one way place is that if all the Dharma doors shared the same hinge, because as long as they're on the same hinge, they could be open at different degrees or closed at different degrees, but they could be in the same place. Right? You got 84,000 on the same hinge.
I'm having a headache. Don't overdo it.
And then you could go through the Chan Dharma door, same hinge, just opens different time. Pure Land Dharma door, French Dharma door.
Help. Somebody hit him. Hard. No. What he's talking about, let me give you an example. It's very close to my heart, and it's kind of hard to explain to you in prior years, but now I am ready. I think you're ready to receive it. Okay? The funny thing is that the last Chanqi, there is a Chinese gentleman who says he goes to Master Xu Yun's temple in China, Zhenru's Su, and the temple of True Suchness Temple in China for 7 or 8 years in a row in the winter to participate in their Chanqi. So far, so good. He's very proud of it. He says, and then they get up at whatever, 5 or 6 in the morning. They meditate for an hour, walk for an hour, or take a break for an hour, whatever they do for an hour, and then continue meditating for an hour, take a break for an hour, so forth, the entire day. So far, so good. And it's so strict. As soon as the sitting period begins, the doors are locked. And before you sit down, they say, run, pow! And then everyone run, and they hit the butchfish, and everyone stops, and they sit down. So the very traditional style of Chanchi, Chinese style. I experienced it at Master Hsu's temple too, at CTDB and other places. So far, so good. So that is what they call Chan training, Chanchi. So far, so good? Does it mean our Chanchi is not Chanchi? We call it Chanchi too. But you can come in anytime you feel like it. We don't run. It's really a Chanchi. And I admit to you, for the last 10 years, I am reluctant to bring it up. I'm so grateful none of you had the guts to bring it up. Say, Master, how can you call it Chanchi when we're not even bear any semblance of Chanchi at all? We loose, we crazy, we total anarchy. The Chinese style training is it's very, very strict. Okay? And you move, they come over and hit you. Here, if you do that in China, they'll come over and hit you. So far, so good. Is it Chanchi? Answer me. My American friend says yes. Yes, 4.
I think yes. I think it's closer to the middle way.
Closer to the middle way. The Chinese technology works for the Chinese. It's the cultural thing. Okay? It turns out, by the way, in my time, we started at 3 in the morning. We would begin our morning sits at 3 in the morning. So we get up at 2:30, wash our face, and go to the bathroom, get ready. And 3 o'clock, we start meditation. You late at 3 o'clock, the door is locked. So far, so good. Nowadays, my master's temple, they start at 5, 6 in the morning, maybe 9 in the morning. I don't know anymore. I don't keep track, and I don't care to keep track. Is it still Chanchi? Shouldn't they change it to like 3/4 Chanchi? You see that? Yes, 6.
Thank you, Master. I believe that would be a Cha-Chi.
A Cha-Chi. 3/4. It's American humor. Yeah. You got that? So the point here is that they should not claim that theirs is a Chanchi and ours is not, because it's flexible. You adapt the technology. When the 6-page chart time, there's no Chanchi at all. There's no need for it. Yes? Only much later. Okay? Where the patriarchs designed something called Chanchi, so that they can train their disciples. That technology doesn't work that well in the U.S., so we adapted it. So that for us, we don't even sit. Because the Americans can't sit. You see that? And that's still Chanqi because people still take the time and say, Master, can I register to the Summer Chi? I say, okay, sure, sign up. And they come, what do? They don't sit. And they come back after a week or two, and they say, wow, Master Chanqi, I love it. That's why I call it Chanqi. By unanimous decision. My point. Thank you. A bunch of jokers. My point being that if you look at the big picture, the Chanqis help you develop your wisdom. As long as your wisdom is developed, that should be considered to be Chanqi. So it shouldn't be simply restricted to sitting only. See, the Chinese technology is sitting and beating. For us, we don't sit. We don't beat you up either. We are much more humanitarian. So far, so good? And why, as far as I'm concerned, if you improve, that's all I care about. Whatever you do, I don't care. And so, for example, the Chinese have a style of biko or jinko, okay? Where they purify the mouth, they don't speak anything. And to me, it's a mistake, by the way. You go to Qi and not speak to others. You put a sign, you go to the Chinese temple, say, jinko, like my mouth is pure and yours is not. Say what? I did brush my teeth this morning. Yes, questions? Yes, sir.
At Master's Temple, Chanqi, people are screaming in the Buddha Hall and swearing when their legs hurt.
Come again?
I said, at your Chanqis here, people scream in the Buddha Hall and swear when their legs hurt.
Not so loud. Okay? So the reason being that, let me tell you why I do not want you to run anymore. Running, first of all, exposes us to be sued by your family. We lose a temple. Okay, number two, it's a poor way to make you become enlightened. It's very inefficient. Okay, running is not going to help you become enlightened. That's wrong. We have much more effective ways to use a certain teaching dharmas to help you open your wisdom. Running is rather coarse, physical way of doing it. It's uncool to me. Okay? So running for the Chinese is considered to be an expedient to help people become enlightened. And for me personally, I would not use that expedient because it's not that good. I disapprove of it. That's why we don't run anymore. Okay? Yes, 8.
Master, what would you consider is an expedient to become enlightened?
Not running. When we have a Chanqi and Jewel Conch in Korea, we have like 40 people in the Buddha hall right there. See, right now you see 3 girls right there sitting, very adorned, sleepy and adorned. Now they wake up. Huh? if you have 40 people, where's the room for them to run? So the experience is not running. Okay, thank you. All of a sudden they're all awake. Look at that, and sit straight. Okay, back to the slides. Okay, expedient device. Again, here's a problem in Buddhism. If you want to teach and help living beings, you need to use expedience. That's why even after you become enlightened, you still can't teach yet. You don't know how to teach yet. Until you have higher levels. You have to reach like 7th round Bodhisattva before you have the skills. You can develop the skills to teach. And how does it manifest itself? It manifests itself in the Buddhism, the national Buddhism, being unable to keep up with the times. Meaning that, in particular, the monks and nuns cannot teach the young generation anymore. The dharmas, the teaching is useless to the young generation because they don't understand expedience. The reason at Master Hsü Yun's temple, they stuck to that thing, to that rigid schedule. And I would tell you same thing as CD 10,000 Buddhas stuck to a very rigid schedule and that kind of thing, and they have to shrink it. It's called expedience. It's still not working for them because no one is going there anymore. You see? So that's why expedience requires you to have the knowledge on how to use your Buddhist disciples to convert the Catholic disciples. Oh, excuse me, I got distracted. You got that? You can talk all you want. The bottom line is that, what are we doing for you? What are we doing to help you open your wisdom? That's the only thing that matters at the end of the day. Question from JC.
일상생활에서 틈날 때마다 강서를 듣고 있는데요. 제가 주로 듣는 거는 10년 전에 하신 경전 강설들이 도움이 돼서 그거를 반복해서 들어왔는데 그걸 저에게 추천해 주실 만한 강설이 있는지. 왜냐하면 재생 목록에 너무 많은 종류가 있어서 제가 어떤 것을 요즘에 들으면 좋을지 추천해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Master, daily I listen to your Dharma talks. So right now, currently, I'm listening to this Dharma talk about 10 years ago. What's difficult for me is there are so many lists. Would you recommend which Dharma talk that I should listen regularly?
Just listen. It's my suggestion. Just listen. And for you, you should listen to the earlier Dharma talks. And just listen. Don't try to understand too much. And when you listen regularly and you find that things that you don't understand, then you want to make a note on your cell phone there and ask. That's all. For you in particular, that's all. All right? So it depends who you are. For Rushu, I would suggest that she listen to the early Dharma talks, and then, because it covers more fundamental things. Nowadays, I joke too much. I'm losing all the flavors. I get bored, and after 10 years of teaching, I don't know, I want to do the same thing for the next 20 years. But back then has more Dharma flavors, I feel. Authentic Chinese Mahayana. Today is more American Mahayana. The last 2 years or so, it's more Americanized. Before that, it's more traditional, if you will. Yes, 4.
Thank you, Master. I'm kind of curious, this requirement for 7th ground Bodhisattva level requirement in order to teach poses a kind of practical dilemma, because I imagine there are not too many Bodhisattvas of that level on the earth. And if you're restricted to just that level to teach, I mean, there are thousands of teachers or tens of thousands of teachers around the world teaching that are not at that level. I'm just wondering on the practicality of how does this propagate under these conditions? It seems quite a difficult task.
Good point. Good point. Does it mean you only allow people from the big universities to teach and no small universities? Same principle, right? They're the expert. Engineering schools, MIT, Caltech. Shouldn't everyone go to Caltech, MIT only, and forget about, University of Georgia, technical whatever? Right? Should have both. I advocate you should have MIT, should have Caltech. You also should have University of I don't know. Yes, 6.
Pasadena City College.
Pasadena City College, absolutely. Okay, because they all serve their different purposes. Yes, 4.
But isn't there a dilemma with the teaching causing offenses against the Dharma if you're not white?
Yes. It's not perfect, but at least it's better than nothing. Number 1. Number 2, the main thing I'm reminding you of is that know your limitations. Don't tell them that. Don't tell the world if you're a college teacher and says, I am the expert in math. I'm the expert in philosophy. I'm the expert in photography. You say, this is what I know. If you want to know more, okay, go to a better school over there. This is as far as I can take you. That's what I asked of you. I'm asking for the monks and nuns to say that. Say, I'm not certified. I'm not certified. So please don't take me seriously. I have a big mouth as well on top of it. Okay? That's the truth. I'm no patriarch. Yuck. So far, so good. I mean, I look at the patriarch and say, I'm glad I'm not one. But anyway, it's just my personal distaste. Because personal experience. Excuse me. Okay? So, we need to be honest. We need to know our limitations. That's what I'm asking. I have a problem when people say, I'm the expert in Buddhism, I'm expert in Buddhology. I say, no, you're not. You don't understand at all. I'm Mahayana. I say, no, you're not. Your Mahayana is a tiny portion of Mahayana. You should not proclaim yourself to be Mahayana. So that's why it's perfectly okay to teach, but be honest about your limitations. That's all. And how do you know, what is the practical side of being cognizant of your limitations? Be prepared to refer to a better institution than yours. I'm a college professor, but there's big university, you should go there if you want to learn more. This is all I have to offer. Okay? And you have to be honest about it. That's all. The same way, I'm honest about it because I said, that side there, I don't recommend you go there. Because if I send you over there, I used to do that. I send you over there. Now you come back. Many of you will come back and say, I wasted my time. You see? We have to be honest. True to ourselves, that's all. We try our best, so we have. And we can never proclaim we are it. Okay? We should know our limitations. My limitations, I'm no patriarch. You should not, believe me. I am more like an entertainer. 10% some days. All right? You yourself know. Why should I try to con you, to fool you? Oh, time is up. We end today early, 2 minutes early. Is that okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. 10%, my 10%, thank you.